So wagwan YouTube. Now today we are going to be cooking up another delicious one-pot meal. We're going to be cooking up the most delicious pot of chicken pilau packed with all those flavors from the Caribbean. Now pilau is a dish straight out of Trinidad and Tobago. It is so good. Now when you're talking about pilau, it can be divided into two categories: wet pilau or dry pilau. Now dry pilau is a bit more grainy. We're referring to the rice. And wet pilau has a little bit more liquid, so the grains are more softer and more come together. Now, no matter which way you fall on the debate, one thing for sure, they're both equally delicious. Now, this is my version of the Trinidadian pilau. I hope you like it. So my first order of business is to inspect, clean up, and rinse my chicken. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the skin as well as any feathers and excess fat that's on my chicken. And I'm going to go ahead and cut these up into 2-inch pieces. I'm using chicken quarters for this recipe. You can use whatever parts of the chicken that you like. And of course, leaving the skin on or off is your choice as well. So now that our chicken has been cleaned up, now we're ready to wash it in some lemon juice and some tap water. Now I am rolling the lemon here because I am releasing the juice to make sure that I get every last drop of lemon juice. This is a nice little hack for all your citruses. You can do it with your orange and your limes as well. So you don't know what time it is. If you said it's time to rinse this chicken, step to the front of this class because you're getting an A+. So now we're going to rinse this in some fresh lemon juice and some cool tap water. You are not restricted to lemon. You can use lime as well, or you can also go in with some distilled vinegar. Now, whatever you decide, we're going to add enough water to cover our chicken and then allow this to sit in that mixture for about a good 30 seconds. And then you just want to give it a quick rinse with your fingers, just like I'm doing here. And then you want to drain that off. So now while you're at the sink, you're also going to rinse this at least 2 times with some fresh water. And then you want to drain it each time as well. Now that that's done, you want to head back to your counter and grab a clean paper towel and pat your chicken dry. So now you want to pat it completely dry because you want to remove all that excess moisture because it will prevent the seasoning from sticking to your chicken. And you already know we are not about the bland food. It is just not our ministry. You won't have that here. Now sometimes there's some water sitting at the bottom of the bowl and that's completely normal. That's just the water that's been draining off the chicken. Just go ahead and drain that as well. So now we are ready to season our meat and we're going to be adding a combination of spices and aromatics. But first, let's drizzle some vegetable oil to keep things nice and moist. Now the choice of vegetable oil, of course, is completely up to you. So next I'm going in with my custom seasoning blend, and this is my holy grail of seasoning, and I do have a tutorial on my YouTube channel. You can go ahead and check that out if you are interested. And now I'm going to add the remainder of my seasoning. I'm going to go in with some pink Himalayan salt. The choice of salt is completely up to you. I'm going in with some fresh black pepper as well, my all-purpose seasoning, garlic powder and onion powder, some smoked paprika, regular paprika works fine too, and I'm also going in with some browning. Now just a word of caution when working with browning. Now adding too much to any dish will make it bitter, and trust me, you don't want that in your life. So use it sparingly, and if you need to add more during the cooking process, you can always do so. So now that we have our seasoning in our bowl with our chicken, we want to combine them both because we want the thing to be nice and flavorful. So you're going to massage all your seasoning into your chicken. You want to do a really good job, a really thorough job, and then you want to cover it with something airtight and allow this to sit for at least 30 minutes. Overnight is always best so those flavors can build. So the longer you allow this to sit in the marinade, the more flavorful it's going to be. Now I am ready to saute my onion and garlic, and I am using my enamel cast iron pot. Now this is a heavy bottom pot and it's perfect for browning meat. Now you could use a brazier or a regular cast iron or a Dutch oven pot, or if you're in a Caribbean household and the Dutch pot is on deck, you definitely want to use that because it was built for this life. So now I'm adding my vegetable oil to my pot and I'm going to allow this to heat up over medium heat. So while my oil is heating up, I'm going to go ahead and thinly slice my onion, and I'm going to mince my garlic. So now that my oil is heated, I am ready to add my onion and my garlic to my oil. And we're going to allow this to saute and soften up for about 2 to 3 minutes. Or until fragrant, until you can start smelling that delicious smell of the onion and garlic together. It's so good. I love that smell. Now we don't want our garlic to burn, so you can go ahead and also reduce your heat to medium-low if they look like they're starting to turn brown. Or you could also add your onions first and saute those for about 2 minutes, and then in like the final 30 seconds you can go ahead and add the garlic. So our onions are translucent, they are softened, and everything smells delicious. Now we are ready to add our chicken. So now we are going to add our chicken to our pot. Now once they're in, go ahead and increase your flames to medium-high heat or high heat. We want to keep it nice and high because we're looking to brown our chicken. We want to caramelize it, we want to sear it, we want to seal in those juices. We are not trying to create gravy at this point, so we're trying to dry out as much of the liquid in our pot as possible. So that's why we want to make sure that our heat is nice and high. So we're going to brown these for 8 to 10 minutes on each side. So while we are browning our chicken, let me just holler at you real quick. Have you subscribed to my channel yet? Why not? Subscribe right now and join the rest of the K Squad. Also, make sure you hit that notification bell so you are first to be notified once a new recipe drops. Now, once you're done smashing that subscribe button, make sure you guys are following on our social media as well. Kerri-Ann's Cravings on Instagram. Check the video description for all our social links and make sure you smash those too. I love you guys so much. Now let's get back to this recipe. So now that we're done brown our chicken, it's time to add our pigeon peas. Now I am using the pigeon peas from the can, so I'm going to go ahead and drain off all that briny liquid, and I'm also going to rinse it in some fresh tap water and drain that as well. Then I'm going to add it to my chicken. I don't know about you guys, but I love a sizzle. It's my favorite cooking sounds. I wish you guys could smell this right now. Oh my goodness. So now that the pigeon peas is in the pot, we want to go ahead and add our coconut milk. Now I am using the coconut milk powder. The one from the can is totally fine. It is only a matter of personal preference with me. Coconut milk powder dissolves pretty quickly in some warm water, and then you are good to go. So now I'm adding my coconut milk to my pot. So now I am prepping my carrots because I'm going to be adding carrots to my pilau. Now you can add whatever vegetables you like. You are not restricted to what's listed in the recipe. So I'm going to be adding some carrots to my pot. So now that the carrots are in, we are going to go in with some green onions, and we're also going to follow them up with some fresh thyme. So now we just want to allow our coconut milk to simmer for 5 minutes, and then we are going to go ahead and add our water. So now before we add our rice, we want to make sure that our pot is just right. So I'm going to go in with some extra black pepper, and I'm also going to go in with some all-purpose seasoning. So before you add any of these two, go ahead and taste the water to make sure it tastes exactly how you want it to taste, and make any adjustments if need be at this point. And I'm also going to be going in with some butter for flavor. So now I am ready to add my rice. Now before I add this rice to the pot, I'm going to go ahead and rinse it to get rid of all that starch that's sitting on the rice. Now you want to rinse this until the water runs clear, and sometimes it will take up to 8 rinses for you to achieve that. So once the rice has been washed, go ahead and add it directly to your pot. So now that we have all our rice in our pot, go ahead and give it a stir to make sure it's dispersed evenly throughout the pot. You don't want it to be clumped all in one spot. This allows the rice to cook evenly and quickly, which is exactly what you want. And lastly, I'm going to add my peppers. I'm going to leave them whole because I'm not looking for that intense raw heat. I'm just looking for the flavoring from the skin of the pepper. Now, if you like it hot and spicy and you can handle the heat, then you can go ahead and burst the peppers or cut them up. Go ahead and do you. So now we're going to cover the pot and allow our rice to cook until tender. And we definitely want our chicken to cook all the way through. This will take approximately 15 to 20 minutes, and then you should be all done. Before you turn off the stove, just grab a few rice grain and check to make sure that this is cooked to your liking. And also check the chicken as well to make sure it has been cooked all the way through. Once that's done, you're good to go. You have a delicious pot of pilau. Now, I know this looks a little soggy right now, a little wet, but it is absolutely perfect. In pilau terms, this is a wet version of the pilau, but I'm going to allow this to sit uncovered for about 5 to 10 minutes, just so some of that liquid can evaporate. Now, you know, Caribbean people only know 2 temperature settings when it comes to food. It's either going to be piping hot, it's going to burn off your mouth, or it's going to be super cold. Now, this is a hot meal, so you know what direction I'm going with it. But whichever way you decide to serve this up, I know you're going to enjoy it, and you're going to want to share it with your family and friends. As always, I want to thank you for watching. I appreciate you rocking with me today. I love you guys so much, and I really hope you will give this recipe a try, as well as give this video a thumbs up. If you recreate any of our recipes and post them to your social account, please feel free to tag and mention Kerri-Ann's Cravings. We would love to feature them on our stories. As always, one love and stay blessed, my friends.